All right, let's see who we end up against. Okay, 2024. Ooh, like last year. Okay, let's play a London system. I want to demonstrate how the London can be effectful at this level. Oh, okay. We're facing an Englund Gambit. So here's how you destroy the England. So first of all, we allow it. He is going to go queen here. The idea is to do this triple fork. Now the only move is to go back. He's going to take the pawn. And now we bring out the knight. This would be a terrible idea, okay? Because then the bishop would pin our own bishop and black would get a very nice game there. But after knight out, we are preparing some nasty idea against black. The opponent with black wins a pawn, but despite that, the development that we get from this position is overwhelming. So let's see. I don't know what the opponent is thinking about. If he's an Englund Gambit player, he knows the move. Oh, okay. Wow. This is not something I've seen before. I don't think this is something, period. Okay, so I can just fork. So I'm thinking that I can fork the queen and bishop. The queen would go up. Then I take the bishop. Queen takes bishop. That's an option. It's an option. I could start with the rook here though. Rook here. The queen has to go here. Ooh, I like that. So queen here. Now we fork this square that would fork the rook and the king. Okay. The opponent decides to take the pawn here. This is nothing. We just fork and we win the rook. Nice. And we are up a rook on move 10. Well done for playing the Englund Gambit. Okay, now we are definitely up material, but the game still needs to be played. And the game still needs to be won. So where do we go from here? So first of all, this move here, knight g5, can threaten another fork. And if the king tries to defend from that fork, let's say king here, now we escape with our knight. So that would be nice. The drawback is that we leave this pawn here. But that should be all right. Let's see. Of course, if the rook tries to defend, we take here. Okay, wow. The opponent is just leaving everything to us. Let's go for it. Second fork. Right. That makes sense. Now, we are still up material. So let's not desperate. Let's attack the knight in the center. Okay. Oh man. All right. Well, let's see. We should still have the upper hand in this game. But now, of course, it's far harder. We have lost a knight back, and we are very likely to lose the knight on h8, a8 at some point. Just because the knight is trapped. Okay, so we are up material. So definitely an idea is to just trade the pieces. But in this situation, I'm not sure I love that. Because if we take here, the other knight is just going to come in. So let's consider our options. We can be solid with a move like bishop here. Yeah, you know what? Let's be solid. Notice that this pawn was attacked twice. Now we're getting ready to castle. And we are going to recover from this horrible knight blunder. Okay, so what am I thinking here? Well, we need to start making some mental notes of some situations. Okay, this queen check, we can probably just block it. The ideas that I was thinking about were, for example, this check, to try and remove the king from the defense of this square. But now the bishop might be more useful back on d2, forcing the queen to move away. And actually, it's not looking too nice for the queen. The queen doesn't have a lot of squares. So, rook a1. Oh no, okay. The queen can just go out from this diagonal. So what if I close the diagonal? Nah. No, that doesn't work. Okay, well, let's castle. Let's stay principled. Let's avoid foolish mistakes again. I was just going to say that I thought it was interesting that the opponent wasn't taking that pawn. But now, the king looks quite exposed. So I'm starting to think, how can we expose the king even more? And I think we should start with this check. Now, if the bishop comes back, we're going to take. When the king comes out, we're going to escape. Okay? Once the king moves, now we have a whole plethora of other ideas coming up. Now this check doesn't quite work because of g6. But I think that we need to be looking for something like that. So let's do that. Okay, I guess we can just escape with the knight. Let's think tactics. I don't have a lot of pieces involved yet. I wish I could bring my queen in somehow. Or a rook. But there's no easy way. If it wasn't for this knight covering the f3 square. But again, there's no easy way to kick the knight. If I push the pawn, well, the knight moves, but then queen f3 doesn't come with check anymore. Nonetheless, we have a rook on the same file as the king. We want to start an attack. Ooh, oh no, this is bad. Now the opponent is probably looking for X-ray attacks with his knight. Luckily, all of our pieces are on light squares. That said, he can win our knight. Check, and then take here. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe he misses it too. Well, there's also the fact that then I'm going to take the knight here. So hopefully we are in the clear, despite this being technically another blunder. Wow. Okay, and this opponent is 2024, so he should see the X-ray attack there. Ooh, okay, and he decides to... Ah, yes, the bishop, of course. So he's removing the knight from there, so that now he will be able to win the knight here. Makes sense, makes sense. But now the situation will be slightly different. Of course, we need to move. And now, I think I have this nice little idea. Wait. Rook c1, skewering the two pieces. He can defend both by moving the bishop back or by defending the bishop. But his king is so exposed. There has to be something. There just has to be. Queen g4. The idea is to come in. He cannot push. The bishop is not defended. He can come back with the queen though. We might have lost the upper hand in this game. Okay. So if I give this check now, he comes back. And unfortunately, I don't see a continuation there. What I do see is this, adding another attacker to the knight. The knight can of course just move. But we are asking questions. Where is the knight going to move? For example, if it goes here, we can probably take the bishop. Oh yes, of course. Moves, take, and oopsie, we take the bishop. Nice. Okay, we're back in the game, but we are low on time. So let's not blunder this away. Okay, now the queen cannot come in. Check. Where is it? Where's the win? The rook defends the bishop, so after the knight takes, we are going to bring another piece into the attack. And let me tell you, that king is not looking safe, okay? That looks very unstable. A very unstable move. We can suck. Surely we can suck. Ah, damn it. The queen defends d5. Okay. We can go here. Do we really not have a win here? There has to be. The knight is defending so many squares. So let's kick him. After the knight moves, this pawn will fall with check. And we are in. But I need to move faster. Nice. Hoo-wee. What a recovery. Brilliant move. Ooh, where? Show me. Well, Well, there were quite a bit of sacrifices there, so I'm not too surprised. Oh wow, turns out that we were winning almost for the entirety of the game, apart from a brief moment when I played this move. Okay, but the opponent didn't see the idea. Okay, wow, beautiful. Let's go one thing at a time from the start of the game. So, of course, we entered Englund Gambit. This is all the main line. Of course, the idea of the Englund Gambit is this. The queen comes out, and after you do this triple attack, as I was showing, with the idea that once the bishop goes back, well, first of all, if you don't go back with the bishop, you just lose it. So you have to go back, queen takes, and if you try to block the queen out like this, now the bishop gets pinned by the dark square bishop, and there's no way to protect the rook, basically. If you try to come out like this, the bishop takes, and after the queen takes, this is checkmate. And if you take with the knight, well, the queen is not defending the rook anymore, and you lose the game. So here you just need to know that you need to come out with the knight, and this move is a mistake, yeah. Black needs to pin here anyway, and then white usually attacks like this, and then it's a complicated game. There are some ideas, for example, to jump in here like this, attacking this square, and then there might be some sacrifices, and white is basically winning. So this is a mistake. We are able to do this and just win a rook, and we were completely winning the game here. Now here, unfortunately, I missed this long diagonal. So you can see, guys, this type of stuff happens at 2000 rating as well. You are not alone. And I just lose this knight. Now, what's interesting is that this position, as we were saying in the game, is still better for white. But not after this move, apparently, because of this resource by the knight. This is attacking the rook and threatening checkmate in one move. There's no way to defend both things at the same time. So what would have been better here is to give this check right away. And whichever way black decides to block the check is going to unravel white's position a little bit. So the knight goes into the center, and again the engine wants to give that check. Now, wow, this wasn't a great game by either one of us. Yes, defending in the center with this bishop was the right idea. Queen check, of course we attack it, and we castle. This all hopefully makes a lot of sense for everyone. Now finally we do go for this check, and we escape with the knight. This makes a lot of sense. Okay, the king moves out of the way, and now this idea f4 is wrong. Okay, the engine wanted us to go here. Makes sense, definitely. We escape with our knight to safety, and of course f4 runs into the tactic that we saw in the game. Okay, interestingly, this is not what the engine wants. I'm quite surprised by that. Let's see, what about this move? Oh, wow. That fails because, yes. Now I remember, I had actually seen this. Because now the knight has to come back, and we have the opportunity to escape from the discover attack for just the cost of a pawn. But okay, this makes sense by our opponent. We go for this skewer. We bring the queen in. Wow, okay. I'm quite happy with this move. Bishop d8. It's often hard to find these kind of moves that don't arise in a lot of positions, but nonetheless, you need to keep an eye open for all of the squares that your pieces are able to see and land onto, because this is basically what allowed us to win the game in the end. Otherwise, we would have been in a not so nice position, really. From here, there aren't a lot of things that we can do. if we go back, we're starting to become a little bit more passive. The engine still says that this is very good for white, but as a human player, it's not that clear. I mean, what I'm thinking here is that the queen can just come back and kind of glue everything together. Apparently, I guess here we bring back the bishop and offer a trade, because then the argument is that these pieces are going to get skewered. Okay, but that's all kind of playing a very sharp game. So okay, we land here, and from this position, this is one of those positions where you know you have to crush through. Yeah, bishop takes d6, brilliant move. Because look, you have this rook coming in, you have all of these pawns supporting potential checks with the queen. You have the queen, of course. This rook can swing over and join the attack. And an important part is that this rook is not involved. The queen is defending along diagonal, but it's not necessarily going to be able to defend all of the checks and attacks. The key component is this knight. The knight was defending a lot of key squares for black. And that's why we end up removing it. Yes, okay, so these were all the best moves. And now here it's an easy win. Okay, I didn't find the fastest checkmate, but nonetheless, this is going to be a win. Interesting that the computer gives the miss here. Of course, yes, you can sacrifice. Oh no, wait, this is not even a sacrifice. Oh, of course. Wow, this is just checkmate. Right. Doesn't matter. That was enough to win the game, and that is how you win against 2024 with what should have been a London system but ended up being an Englund Gambit. But this also shows that the Englund Gambit can still bring some poison in the hands of a strong player. And that's often the case with this type of openings that are supposedly not very solid, not very good, but nonetheless you can fall into a lot of tricks and traps. All right, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.